I'm like, hey, little mama, let go the drama. You know you ain't normal, don't you fuck with it normal. Hey, little mama, you know what I'm gonna. You want that broken back, I let you shop with the gun. I'm like, hey, little mama, hey, hey.
Hey y'all, what's up? This is my honey Smacks, and today we in a frontal install class. So pretty much I'm at the class with Brandon Giovanni, and we are about to install a side part unit from my honey Smacks collection, which is my own hairline. So let's get right into it. I'm pushing her cap bike. Pretty much you have to put some edge control on the braids and push up back the front part of the braids to make sure no hair gets in the way of the install process. None of the natural hair. Once you cut those ear tabs off, all you have to do is go to the bottom of the earlobe. That's where you make your incision at to cut the ear holes out. You have to do this because the cap will not lay down properly near the ear unless you cut at the bottom of the earlobe. So since he told me that, I went on here back on my side and corrected my side so mine can be like his side, because the teacher know what the fuck he doing and he explaining everything out to me. That's why I love being in his class. So anywho.
This even spray, we're gonna bring this cap down a little. This is at that beauty supply store I was telling you about. I mean, you can use any of them; they all work good to me. But this is the best. Like the spray in general, not this particular kind, Rosemary. I mean,
but the brand even.
But yes, this spray is the best. So I just go boom right across the hairline.
Okay.
It's gonna be a little cold. Spray more than that. You don't, so when you're doing a spray, it ain't gonna come out if you hold it up. You gotta point it directly at the head, like, yeah. And let it come on down past the hairline. Here, let me show you. Come down. This how I do it, right here. Boom. Yeah, you can't be scared. And then I go in and I bring it down past the hairline. I always do a boom, extra spray right there, because like you said, it don't, it don't like to lay down. So
I even push it down so that
me too. But once this take your glue.
You're going to go ahead and trace the hairline with the wig glue. That's what you put on top of the freeze spray, if anybody was motherfucking confused. Just trace that glue along the hairlines and get to gluing that cap down so that it is a very flat ball cap method and you won't have no issues. Now, you don't do what we telling you to do here, and I'm telling you, the style going to be effed up. Pretty much, we just tag teaming her head. So one person go at it, he do it, show me how to do it, boom, then I'm on it. This is going to air dry while we plug the unit, so we never had to dry this down. We slapped that makeup on that cap. Be sure that the makeup matches the person's skin, and what this does, it's just gonna make sure that the skin and the makeup and the wig and everything look flawless and consistent. Hello. It's about time to slice and dice this wig cap and make sure that it is cut bite so that we can get rid of the ladies' wig down. Cutting the cap off after all of the glue has dried completely is pretty much easy because we put the lace glue on there, which holds the line in place of where we're supposed to cut it, so we don't have to worry about cutting too much or too little. See, the devil thought he had me. Y'all thought y'all was gonna doubt me out on Facebook, and now everybody and their mama reaching out to give me little classes on how to sharpen my skills. So I appreciate y'all for that, because the other people, I don't listen to them.
Now let's see what it look like in the mirror. Perfect, you got a good ball cap. So what I normally do right here is I put a little makeup on that little excess that you can see.
Basically, you just wipe all that excess makeup off like a windshield wiper, baby. Swish, swish, swoop, swoop, and then we done with that. This next step right here just ensures that you sew down the back of that cap, because one thing about it, you don't want that cap flapping up like a flap. Because if it gets in the way of the install, you can really see it from the back of the wig. So, you got to get that together. So, just sew all that down. You ain't even got to worry about that if you just sew it down. The same color you went and put on that ball cap is the same color you're going to go back and make sure you put it all over that lace. And you really going to make sure it's highly pigmented so that when you do apply it, it just look like scalp. When I say I went ham with that makeup, baby, I went ham. I went bananas. I went ballistic. I went crazy.
So you're gonna put it on and make sure that the temples line up with her temples.
Okay.
That's how you also make sure that the wig is in the correct position on their head too.
Oh, yeah.
That's why we put lighter right here and right here. So we know when we put our wig on, it needs to line up with her temples. You put the glue on first too, don't you? I noticed.
Oh, yeah. Before
I went and watched your videos before you came so I could show you what you should correct. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So bring that down. Oh, baby, I see them all the time. I told you, I ain't gonna lie, I just sent a couple of your videos like, girl. But I'm like, I need to show her. That way, can't nobody else be talking about her after this.
Now, right here, we will carve out the part where we're going to cut a section off to leave out the ear. Because you don't want the ear covered up. The person got to be able to hear and have their ear free. So, anywho, what we was talking about was the people who want to run their mouth about the way I do hair and troll my pages. He was just saying it, fuck them folks. Or I was saying it. Either way, that's what we was talking about. So, y'all see, before we even started laying this glue, we did fit the wig to her head, make sure we lined it up how it was going to be lined up, and we just built that cap bite. So, once you do that, you begin to apply the glue. Now, he showed me the method to how to do it. So, this is how you do it. You just draw lines all across that hairline, and then you rub it in, baby, like brick and mortar. Just rub it in until it dries clear. Then it's time for another layer. 3 to 4 layers, good. A light hold for a couple of days, 1 to 2 layers, fine. So since he told me that, I went on here back on my side and corrected my side so mine can be like his side. Because the teacher know what the fuck he doing and he explaining everything out to me. That's why I love being in his class. Pretty much, he told me the left grip on that wig. On the other side, left, right side, now once you hold that, I'm gonna just glue all of this out and neck glue. And that's what's really gonna make it stick. Once you really get that glue calmed in out, the next thing you gonna want to do is you gonna want to snip that lace right off the front of that unit. Once you get it all glued down, it should be a walk in the park, baby. The part that's glued down gonna stay down, and you cut the excess off. Cut it clean off. And don't be afraid to have no hair left on the part of the lace that you cutting off. It's better to cut some hair off than to have too much lace left over in the front. And you really want to use the end of them scissors. You don't want to open your scissors up wide. Just open them up a little bit when you're cutting that lace. Or at least that's just what he taught me. I'm just going by my class. As y'all can see, I'm diving in head first with this shit, man. I'm just going to go in there and do it just like he said do it and get it done. Now that we done chopped the lace off like we used to play that Fruit Ninja game, now we done chopped the front of that lace off, we are going to tie it down. Tying it down just really helps the melting process, and you don't even got to use no heat, baby. Just tie that bitch down. So once you do that, go ahead and start flat ironing that hair out. You just flat iron the front, make sure the whole thing is good and flat. You don't want no lumpy, bumpy wig. Once you watch this video, you are really going to drop that wax stick because this spray right here do just what the wax spray do without the heaviness. So go ahead and spray this spray and flat iron your whole wig down. And once you do that, book your class with Brandon Giovanni, based in Huntsville, Alabama. He can do FaceTime, whatever you want, because this class right here finna put millions in my pocket. Hello. After I take this class, you ain't gonna be able to tell me nothing, honey. I'm the master stylist. I done took me a down class, not for real, a frontal class. But anyway, he's teaching me how to do a side part, which is the most requested with wigs. So once you do that, you just gonna slice this son of a gun up. Slice it up, use your spray to spray it down, and then you just gonna hot comb it. That spray will replace the wax stick, so you don't need all that. And you see you use the back of the hot comb to really get it pressed in how you want it. When you are doing this part, you really don't want the slices to be hella big. Like, you really want the slices to be thin little slices, like a fried green tomato. Just slice that bitch off and fry it. Hello. I have to admit that the most scariest part for me for doing this wig install, I already knew the hardest part was going to be doing these curls and doing them edges. So now we have arrived, dun dun dun, at the most difficult part for me to do. Now, the curling irons, baby, I ain't got none of them. All I got is one curl. So, of course, I ain't going to know how to use them. And then the edges. But I got it all together. Y'all just got to stay tuned. We use them Baby Bliss titanium curlers just to get all the curls for the girls. And I, on the hand, learned a rule of thumb. When you on the right side, you curl away from your face. When you on the left side, you curl away from your face. That way, your curls fall even. You don't want no janky curls. They not going to be given. Thanks to the class, I actually end up doing one of the best installs that I have ever done in my career. Hit up Brandon Giovanni. He does hair and he teach classes. Whichever side of the rope you want, it's a spot for you too, boo.